What's up, Collective? Welcome back to the Collective Culture Podcast. If you're new, I am Nina and I'm the host. And today I'm going to explore the topic that's both powerful and personal to me, and how the lessons learned on and off the mats and in and out of the ring in combat sports translates into everyday life. So, whether you spend hours perfecting your techniques in Muay Thai, BJJ, wrestling, or any other martial art, or you simply are just curious about the mindset of fighters, this episode is all about the discipline, resilience, and mental strength that these sports can bring into every facet of our lives. Now, I spent nearly 2 decades as a coach and a practitioner in combat sports, and I've seen firsthand how these lessons that we learn in training extend far beyond the gym. So I'm going to dive into that and how in the ring will help us face the challenges of life head on. So, one of the first things combat sports will teach you is discipline. Showing up for training, even when you're sore, tired, or simply not in the mood, builds consistency. And that consistency is a cornerstone for success in any area of your life. In the ring, you don't see immediate results, right? You don't become proficient in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu or even striking overnight. You have to commit to the grind and show up, drilling the same techniques and trusting the process over and over again. That same principle applies to life. Whether it's pursuing a career, building relationships, or working towards your personal goals, it's about putting in the effort day after day, even when progress feels slow. Discipline also teaches you accountability. In combat sports, if you slack off, it shows. You'll gas out in sparring, miss key details and techniques, or even lose a match. Life is no different. If you cut corners, it catches up with you. So, a little example, when I was coaching fighters, I'd always emphasize on consistency. One of my students, we'll call him Marcus, struggled with commitment. He'd miss session after session, and it showed in his performance. But once he embraced discipline, his growth wasn't just in the gym. His career outside of training started to flourish because he applied the same level of accountability to his work. So, what's the takeaway from that? Life isn't about being perfect, right? It's about showing up, though, and putting in the work and trusting that over time the results will come. But then there's the resilience, right? In the face of adversity. If there's one thing every fighter learns, it's how to handle setbacks. Whether it's losing a fight or getting caught in a submission or even taking a tough shot, combat sports teaches you to get back up, both literally and figuratively. Resilience is built through failure. It is in those moments where you feel defeated that the biggest growth happens within you. You learn to analyze what went wrong, adapt, and then come back even stronger. So, an example I have, I'll never forget my first Muay Thai class. I had walked into the gym. I saw a commercial for it. I had done Muay Thai before, but after moving to Colorado, I hadn't done it in a while. So I was literally saw a commercial for a gym and decided I was just going to go. The next day, I was just going to show up, but I had showed up at the wrong time. And there's a jujitsu class. I was actually an hour and like 45 minutes early. And there was a jujitsu class before the Muay Thai class. And so I ended up taking both classes back to back. And I was dead. I was dead. But I remember how my resilience was to not give up and like keep pushing forward. And then, even trying something new too. But, it felt kind of like, um, I had to overcome it, right? But there's setbacks to it too. Like I was super tired when I started the Muay Thai class. So, but in everyday life, setbacks are inevitable. You will fail, you will face rejection and experience moments of self-doubt. And I had a lot of that going into that class because I'm like, oh, I didn't sign up for jujitsu. I just, my need to be early to everything put me kind of in this place. But combat sports taught me to embrace the, quote unquote setback as a stepping stone, right? Even failure can be a stepping stone, and not a stopping point. Because I think we especially if we get hit, right? If we're training or we're sparring and we get hit, we take that one hit as like a failure, right? And then we want to stop and we don't want to spar anymore. And life will do the same thing to you. It'll try to rip the rug right out from under you, and it'll make you feel like you're going 10 steps backwards. But then comes the humility and the respect, right? And that's a part of martial arts training also. And it is an valuable lesson from combat sports. It's humility. It very much is. No matter how skilled you think you are, there will always be someone who can beat you, or at the very least, teach you something new. So, stepping onto the mat or into the ring requires a certain level of respect for your training partners, your coaches, and even your opponents. This humility translates beautifully to real life. It reminds us that we've always been students, right? We're always going to be students no matter how much we've achieved. Staying open to learning, listening to others, and appreciating different perspectives is the key to growth. So, example, I had a training partner who was much smaller than me, and I assumed I'd dominate in sparring, but they were incredibly technical and taught me a lesson about underestimating people. The experience humbled me a lot, and it reminded me to never judge someone by their appearance. And it's funny that happened because later on, after years of training, I was judged by how I look, and they didn't realize, or maybe didn't even know, that I had all these years of experience training. And so it showed, my my abilities definitely showed, and taught the person a lesson not to judge me either. So the takeaway from the humility is it allows us to connect with others, learn and grow without letting ego get in the way. And then it brings me to the mental toughness and focus. Combat sports are as much mental games as they are physical. And when you're in the middle of a fight or a sparring session, you can't afford to be distracted. You learn to stay calm under pressure, focus on the task at hand, and block out everything else. This takes time, though. This kind of mental toughness is crucial in life. Whether you are dealing with a high pressure job, parenting challenge, or a personal struggle, staying calm and composed helps you navigate through chaos. I had a student who was getting through a rough patch in life. They had work stress, they had personal issues going on, the whole nine, right? Training became their outlet, though. They told me that learning to breathe through the pressure of grappling, and staying focused while hitting the bag helped them manage their stress in their day life, their daily life. And it's also release too, right? So the ability to control your emotions and stay present in the moment is a fucking superpower. And doing that over and over and over again. And the importance of community, I learned that right away, in the fighting community. And one of the most beautiful aspects of it was the sense of community. Training partners become like family. You celebrate their wins together. You push each other through tough sessions, and you grow alongside one another. And it's cool. The coaches love seeing you grow in your technique. I do too. This sense of connection reminds us that we don't have to face life alone. So, building a support system, whether it's through sports, work, or personal relationship, it is definitely essential. And the takeaway here is that the ring or the mat teaches us that strength doesn't just come from within, it comes from the people we surround ourselves with. So, combat sports is not just about learning how to fight, guys. It's also about learning how to live. The discipline, the resilience, the humility, the focus, and the community that you build on and off the mat and in and out of the ring can help you navigate the challenges of everyday life with strength and grace. So, whether you're a fighter or not, I hope these lessons resonate with you, and I hope they inspire you to approach life with the same mindset. That is definitely the biggest takeaway that I've had in almost 2 decades of doing this is the motivation it's given me mentally, the confidence that it's given me, um, the resilience that I didn't realize I had, or the inner strength to keep pushing myself to keep going. Guys, there's a lot of times when I was training and I was hitting the bag and I didn't feel like I could hit it one more time. Like I felt like my arms were going to fall off. I felt all the pain. um, but I pushed through, and I'm telling you guys that lingers on with you throughout your day when you leave the gym. So I'm not saying that you have to train a martial art in order to be able to benefit from this, but it does help. And I would definitely advise you to try one. You never know what you like until you try it. And I will die on this hill that MMA has changed my life in multiple, multiple ways. Yes, I can defend myself in a situation, but I can also get through life because of the mental clarity that it's given me and the confidence that it's given me, the humility that it's given me. I'm more of a well-rounded person from it. Um, and I fell in love with it. It's why I stuck with it for as long as I did. Still do, still apply it to my everyday life, even now. So let me know your thoughts. Find me on social media. We have an Instagram at the Collective Culture Podcast. There's a Facebook, the Collective Culture Podcast. You can also hit me up on X. I'm just at Nina on X. I'd love to hear your stories, maybe even about how lessons from combat sports have impacted your life if you are training or even a fighter. And until next time, guys, keep fighting the good fight on and off the mat. Ciao.